Hey y'all, this one's gonna be quick too. So another dream I had last night, or another part of the dream I had last night. This girl I know, her name is Kayla. At the beginning of the dream, she had like one business, okay, but then it kind of went to a different, I guess, part of the dream, different location, and it was like a group of women and it was tables and stuff, and you could sit at tables, like you could kind of date if you wanted to, or you couldn't. Like everybody had their own thing going on. And me and this one girl I know who was definitely on her boss babe stuff, we were trying to date and it wasn't working out. And we were like, yeah, we just gonna sit over here at like the boss table, right? Which is essentially what we're both doing, right? Granted, I know who my husband is, but there was a time over the summer when I was truly only just focused on my work, but I was also trying to date. And let me say this, help me, Holy Spirit. When I was doing that, work was not as, prolific, right? It wasn't producing as much as it started to when I sat down somewhere, listened to God, knew he was telling me who my husband was, but was focused on my work instead of trying to date around. That's essentially what happened in the dream last night. Now, I don't know what's actually going on with her, whether she knows who she's supposed to be with or not, but we both decided, let's sit over here at the boss's table, okay? So that's the decision we made. After that, I went back to where the first girl, Kayla, was. And y'all, she had a whole nother business and it was doing something that nobody knew like she was even passionate about, but she turned it into a whole business and both of her businesses were thriving and flourishing. Okay. So the important part I want to hit at though coming into agreement. Okay. Like the first part where it was me and the other girl, it was like, no, like I think I need to sit over here and focus on work. But also when I say come into agreement, when we went back to where the girl Kayla was and she had all these businesses, I ended up looking up her name because in real life, that's not what's going on, right? But I looked up her name and it meant Laurel or crown. And I said, get out of here. And then I had to look up what Laurel meant because I don't know what that means. And it said honor or victory. And in the dream, when we came back to where she was at, I was so happy for her, so excited for her, but she was busy doing stuff like the camera crew and stuff was out, like they was doing like interviews for her and all of this, and and I could see both of the businesses going on, thriving. And so her husband saw me there, right? And y'all, in real life, I don't even know if she like married. I don't know who this man was. He saw me and he was like, hey, are you trying to get in contact with her? Like, let me get your number for her. And I was like, okay. So he got my number. And when he got my number, she texted me and told me when I could come over and like talk to her because she had a lot going on. And when she texted me, I went over there and y'all, she gave me the biggest embrace. And me and this girl that I'm talking about, like, we're not even close like that in real life. That's why I was like, God, what you getting at, right? Like, I just know that's her name, really. And she gave me the biggest hug. And she was so happy that I was there. And she was so positive, so encouraging, and basically telling me, like, I can do it too. And so we have to come into agreement with his plans for us. Y'all know what his plans for you are, whether it is the entrepreneurial endeavors or not. You need to come in agreement with your crowns, with your honor, and with your victory, the things that God has purposed you to do on this earth. In addition to that, the connections, because you never know how you're going to get connected. Like, although in the dream it was like her husband had saw me like there and watching her and all that, and he was like, well, I can give her your number, and he did the connection part. For me, what I thought about this morning was how I find like these random men on Instagram, and not, that sounded really weird, hang tight, okay? Like I'll stumble across their business pages or something, but then that will put me on to their wives. And so now I follow their wives, okay? Does that make sense? I didn't mean like I'd be like searching for random men on the internet. Not what I meant at all. But I will come across the husbands on social media generally. And then from there, I'll be like, oh, that's his wife. And I'll follow the wife. And now I'm in a place where I am learning from these different boss ladies on Instagram. I hope that makes sense. That's just my personal example. So come into agreement with that, your crown, your honor, your victory, okay? And overall, not just with personal endeavors, okay? Just overall, but he showed it to me as business. Now, coming into agreement matters because I also embraced something else last night. And I don't know if I'm going to sit down and tell you about that dream or not, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it like quickly like this because there was a whole lot of details in that one. So come into agreement with that, okay? Your honor, your victory, and your crown.